Namaste. Welcome to the 10th episode of CGI Talks. Sometimes a person's deed and activities travel faster than the person himself. And today we have one such personality for us. His works for the community, for the diaspora, has been even faster than him. So even before getting to know Mr. Ajit Ranade, I came to know most of his activities. Today, we are going to have a chat with Mr. Ajit Ranade and also get to know more about the Marathi diaspora in Germany and the other economic activities that are associated with him and Marathi Katta. So, with that, I'd like to welcome Mr. Ajit Ranade to CGI Talks.
Thank you, Arun, and thanks to CGI for this opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah, glad to have you. Okay, so let's start with basic icebreakers. Get to know you as a person. Yeah. So, where did you grow up, and what was your educational background, and how were your beginnings?
Yeah, so I was born in southern Maharashtrian city, Kolhapur,
Okay.
which is a historical city. But I was brought up in a very small town, or rather a village, I would say, in the north of Karnataka.
Okay.
So I studied there till my 7th, and after my 12th, I came to Pune.
Okay. So that was which city in North Karnataka where you were?
I belong to a city or town, I would say, called as Nipani.
Nipani. Okay.
Yeah, so Nipani, although it's in Karnataka, is the most of the people they speak Marathi as a language, but at the same time, there's a good mix of Marathi and Kannada. So that's the reason I understand Kannada is also.
Okay, so it's nearby Belgaum, if I'm right.
It's in Belgaum district.
In Belgaum.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, so then post schoolings, your engineering, where was it? Was it again in Pune or?
Yeah, so I came to Pune after my 12th for my mechanical engineering. And I did my engineering from Government College of Engineering, Pune.
Okay.
And so I was at Pune, yeah.
Okay. And then you landed up directly after engineering into your first job, I presume.
After my education, I would say I did not do any kind of job, and because I was very passionate during my engineering days about trekking and mountaineering, I started these activities. I never entered into the engineering field in my career for first, let's say, 7-8 years of my life.
Okay. Interesting. So let's talk about that background of yours. I mean, I would like to this whole background of mountaineering, like Belgaum and that area is not. It's mostly a coastal vibe that you have, if I can understand it right. So where did this passion for trekking, climbing, mountaineering, and all start for you?
I would say I liked history, and I was a very keen observer and a student of, let's say, the Maratha history initially. And there are a lot of forts even in my state, even in Belgaum, or let's say in Kolhapur district, there were forts. So since my childhood, I used to visit these forts with my uncle and some other seniors. So I was not knowing that it is called as trekking that time. But the trekking terminology I got to know when I came to Pune, when we started some activities in our college. So, and I started visiting a lot of forts, Maratha forts, I would say, in forts in Maharashtra, after coming to Pune.
So just curious. I mean, these forts are protected monuments, right? Yeah. So how can you climb or trek on them?
See, there are more than 300 forts forts in Maharashtra, and of course, they were built for the purpose of protection, no doubt. Uh, so I would say for the forts, it is majorly trekking, not mountaineering. Mountaineering when you climb vertically, you with using the equipments and other thing. So that is mainly at some pinnacles.
Understood.
Yeah. So one has to go through the proper training for that, which I did.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did my basic course in mountaineering from Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, which is based out of Uttarpasi in Garhwal, Himalayas. So this is a 1 month very solid course. Yeah.
Okay, understood.
Then also did the basic course in skiing, basic course in rafting, all from Himalayas in Matista Bazaar and Aldaira Buya Likuda.
How old were you when you did that?
I did it after my engineering.
Okay, essentially 25 to
Yes, after between my 23 to 27, I did this formal training of mountaineering. Before that, I just used to go to visit this forts, visit forts, meet some noted historians, organize a lot of workshops, focus on the forts and the history. That's what I used to do during my college days.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And is it still, has it, I mean, this topic I would have asked it later, but let me ask this. Is it a tourism potential also still in Maharashtra?
Yes and no, because forts, the time when I used to do it, let's say 25 years back, almost 30 years back. So that time we used to go because of the passion for visiting forts and the passion for history.
Yeah.
But yes, in today's, if you see today, when I see in Sahyadris or Maharashtra, definitely forts have become a tourism potential. Okay. So I would say a lot of foreigners also visit the forts in Maharashtra, not only Maharashtra, all the forts across India.
Okay, understand. Okay, so since we are in this topic of mountaineering and before getting into the details of the diaspora, since you started in Himalayas and now in Europe, you have also seen Alps, obviously. As a mountaineer, what do you think is a major difference between Himalayas and Alps?
Himalayas is the youngest mountain in the world. Okay. And I would say gigantic mountain. It's a mountain range. Alps, I would say in Alps, the tourism or the equipments, the mountaineering equipments in, let's say, this part of the world, they haven't developed long back. Okay, for example, you try to climb a mountain, you need a rope, you need various equipments. So these were designed, developed, and manufactured in this part of the world. So they studied this as a technology, they studied this as a curriculum. So which was lacking in, let's say, India that time.
Okay.
Now, yes, in last, let's say, 3 to 4 decades time of even in Himalayas and even Sahyadris, people are getting official training. There are 4 mountaineering institutes across Himalayas. People go there. There is a 1 month course, right from basic course in mountaineering, advanced course in mountaineering, search and rescue, method of instructors. So different courses are now designed over here. As a lot of people, Indians, they go and study such kind of formal courses.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah.
So, from the technicality, again, coming to the question, technicality of mountaineering in Himalayas, do you think there is a difference the way you do it in Himalayas and in Alps of geographically of the kind of stones and all?
Of course, first and foremost thing is height. Okay, for example, if you see the world's tallest mountain, there's Everest, 29,000 feet high. Okay, so the height matters. And in Europe, the highest mountain is not even 1/4 of the height of, let's say, Himalayan heights. Okay, so this is a major thing. When it comes to the structure of the rocks, definitely there is a difference. Okay, so Himalayas are being the youngest mountains. There are a lot of geographic changes going on in that region. Unlike in Alps, there are huge glaciers in the Himalayas and Karakoram range. When I say Himalayas, I'm considering Himalayas and Karakoram right from, let's say, the Hindu Kush, Jammu Kashmir till Arunachal Pradesh.
Okay, okay, understood.
And Nepal as well.
Understood. Okay, fine. So, what was the highest that you have mountaineered?
I did in 2001 July. I scaled a peak called as Mount Thedu, which is in the Gangotri Glacier in the Himalayan range. So the height is about close to 19,700 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other is Mount Baby Shooting, also in the Gangotri area. So that was before I had my formal training. I went as an amateur mountaineer. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Nice. Interesting. So, I think many viewers who are hearing this may not have heard of this side of Mr. Ajit Ranade, and it would be something new for everyone to. Are you still following any of those activities in a different form, like, trekking activities or anything regularly, or now completely diaspora work?
Oh, when I came here 12 years back, Arun, definitely we started our not by organizing some cultural or social events. We started by organizing some treks and trips in the Tanush Mountains, in the Odenwald, in Alps.
Okay.
Okay, that's how people started coming closer to and that's how we started building the organization.
Oh, is it? So Marathi Katta has this kind of Suicide. Yeah. Okay. So then let's come to that topic itself. No, it's a good segue. Um, so there was this article that you had written for, if I remember right, Marathi Katta or Maharashtra.
It's a called as Verze Marathi. So like global organization. So I am kind of volunteer for that for German chapter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So in that article, you mentioned about a long history of Marathi diaspora in Germany, even 40 or more than 40, around 100 years. So can you elaborate on that particular history of the diaspora?
Yeah. So, interesting question, Arun. So, very interesting question. So, first Indians who came to, let's say, this part of the world, Germany, they were more Bengalis. They more than 150 years back, 30 years back. But first, let's say the Maharashtrian person who came here, he came in 1910. His name is Mr. Dapa Gune. Surname is Gune. So, he came here and before the First World War. There were some people like Mr. Tukaram Banu Chaudhary who came here to study some technology after the World War. And they have written a book also that time. But this was published in 1990s, Marathi book. Yeah, so it's called as a Mazha German Rahivas. That's my residence during my Germany. This is before Second World War, 1920s. During after First World War, very less Marathi people were here till 1950s. And after 1950s, a lot of Maharashtrians started coming basically for engineering. That in India that time there was this white revolution was going on, and people started coming there for to study the daily technologies. Some people came here as doctors, but very few people. The Maharashtrian diaspora during 1960s I would say was minimal, not not at all noticeable. And after 1980s or 90s, again the engineering people started coming.
Okay.
1998 was the first person. That time in Germany it was called as a green visa. So the first IT person came to Germany. He was IITian in Berlin.
Maharashtra based.
He is Maharashtra based.
Okay, interesting.
And today if you see like especially after 2010 or 2013, a lot of Maharashtrians came. So today, as we know,
Yeah.
like
IT community.
Marathi community, whether they are students or the people like city like Frankfurt, people come here for the BFSI industry, life sciences industry, engineering, manufacturing, IT. And out of, let's say, 55,000 students we have today, Indian students we have in Germany, I would say a lot of people come through the route of Maharashtra.
Understood. Understood. Wow, interesting. So that's a very interesting heritage, I would say, of the diaspora over here. And so uh, pre-Marathi Kata, that is the understanding. So when did this whole start of the organization come? When did this feeling of let's have this structured, how did it start off?
Uh, for Marathi Katta Germany, so I would say the early 2013 time frame, there were Marathi families here. They were organizing a few events. But there was no formal, I would say, kind of Ferayan or association as such.
Okay.
Before 2013. So 2013, as I mentioned, like we started organizing some kind of trips, some kind of treks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was also new to Germany that time because I came here for a different purpose. And when I decided that I want to live in this country, then I thought like, we should meet people. We should have a community.
Yeah.
And that's how like we started organizing the cycling trips, the treks in the nearby mountains. People started coming together. And one noted Marathi theater personality, his name is Dr. Mohan Agashi.
Okay.
So he came here, and
Which year was 2000?
this was 2014.
Okay.
And he suggested like because I was also connected to Marathi theater when I was back in India. So he suggested like, can we organize a movie screening of a Marathi movie? And we thought like in Germany only the movies of Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, they are screened. Forget about Marathi movie here. But he insisted, and we thought, why? Let's try. And in 2014, we organized the first Marathi movie. And like now today, we have organized more than 55 Marathi movies in last 10 years as a non-profit thing. Yeah.
Okay, it's a non-profit. It's a non-profit tickets. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So are these like commercial movies or?
They are commercial movies. Marathi movies has a good content, so it comes from the theater background.
Understood.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. I think this is a history most people don't know, is that Marathi movie industry also has a lot of concepts and stories that is deep rooted to the theater background.
Absolutely. I will give you interesting information, Arun. For example, a lot of people know about this Dada Saheb Phalke Puraskar. It is given for the lifetime achievement. But Dada Saheb Phalke came to Germany. Oh, is to understand, yes, to study. He has not came here to study, let's say, the movies or something like that. He came here to study the printing technology. But his concepts get got evolved, and he became a man who is a pioneer of Bollywood cinema.
Yeah. Wow.
So he came to Germany. Yeah.
This I never knew. Yeah. Okay. 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 So let's again focus on the diaspora itself now. A big challenge now for people outside Maharashtra. They see Maharashtra just as one big state, but this big state itself has its regional groups. Like you have the Khandesh region, you have the Deccan groups, Marathwada, Vidarbha, and all. So, how is this managed as a diaspora outside of India? Like, how is that unity kind of factor part?
If you see, we have named our Farhan as Marathi Katta Germany, not as Marathi Katta Frankfurt.
Okay.
So that itself shows like we try to bring all the people across Germany together. That was the initial thought. When the people in Maharashtra, they, as you correctly said, they belong to the different parts of Maharashtra, whether it's the Khandesh, Konkan, Mumbai, Pune region, Marathwada and all. But the common theme which binds them is language, and that is Marathi. The language might be having, it has different dialects, but the language is common, that is Marathi. And this Marathi, I would say, a lot of people, they who speak Marathi, even they are from Madhya Pradesh, MP, Gujarat, Goa, even Karnataka, they also join all our events because
Okay, interesting. Okay, okay, okay. So that community feel is always sparked by language. So,
yeah.
and you also promote the language. So, do you have language schools or initiative like that?
Yeah, 2018 time frame, we have, let's say, started a Marathi school, and a lot of our own community members, they came forward because they thought like whenever their kids will go to, the primary thought was whenever their kids will go to India, and while talking to their grandparents, they should at least speak some kind of Marathi.
Yeah.
That was the initial thought, and which got evolved. So today, I would say this is our ninth year of Marathi Katta Germany school, a Marathi Shala we call in Frankfurt, and we have a tie-up with Frankfurt city government. So there is online as well as offline classes, both.
Interesting.
So this is about school, and in 2016, when a very famous author from Maharashtra came here, so we started our Marathi books library also. That is the first Marathi books library in the entire continental Europe. This is ninth year of the ninth year of school Marathi Katta library as well.
So, where is this located physically?
Now it is all the digital age, but despite of that, a lot of people do read books, Marathi books. So it is located in our friends' places. There are two people who still is maintaining these books here.
Okay, wow, that's a good initiative. So let's talk about the other social initiatives you do, because there is a lot of outreach that you also do in India itself from here. So can you talk about that?
See, I believe like community comes together not only by celebration of the events. They come together when we help each other.
Yeah.
Like if we are there when they need, so definitely people come together and they support community and organization. So keeping this in mind, we thought we should start number one Marathi Katta Germany Puraskar. So Marathi Patta Germany Puraskar is one thing which is given to eligible youngster back in Maharashtra who is doing something selflessly for the community.
Okay.
So we give this is a cash award as well as a kind of a manpatra we call it Marathi. So which we give this Marathi Katta Germany Puraskar. Second, as you mentioned, like the summer in Maharashtra, there are some areas which are drought prone. For example, Marathwada region or some parts of Vidarbha. And a lot of farmers, they commit suicide and their children become orphan. So the thought has come up in 2017, like can we do something for these kids who do not have parents. And surprisingly, I would say in 2017 and 18, more than 20 families came forward. They wanted to keep their names anonymous. So, and they started helping, or rather, I would say, they adopted these girl children, especially education wise. I'm not saying legal. Legal adoption is a complex thing. They are sponsoring that. And this activity is still ongoing. I would say last 6-7 years.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and whenever there is some kind of natural calamity back in Maharashtra or something, we try to do our smart. Yeah.
Understood. Okay. So that's I think that's a good best practice example for other ferries also if they're going to adopt such an activity. So let's come to the because obviously now we have the second generations, third generations also of Marathi Daskar here, right? So how are they bought into the the Marathi activities, kata activities and all? How do you manage that? No.
As I said, Arun, first of all, we started this Marathi Katta school. But even these kids who used to learn Marathi in the school, now they are adolescents. They are 13 years, 14 years, 15 years old. And what I felt, this Marathi Katta should not become a platform where people like me, I would say old guys like me, are cherishing the memories what we have spent in Maharashtra here. Because these people may not be interested in that. It's the second generation. So we are trying to build a team called as a forum called as Yuva Katta. So Yuva Katta are the youngsters who are in the age of, let's say, 14 years to 21 years. So this is the first year which we have started. And it will certainly evolve. I'm not saying this is very mature at this stage, but it has started. Uh, People are noticing it now. Okay,
Yeah. Good.
so we try to involve these youngsters between 14 to 21 years as actual volunteers.
No.
They should take up the responsibility of organizing it, not only people like us.
Okay. Well,
Otherwise, they won't be interested.
in period. Yeah. Understood. Yeah. So that's a very nice gesture. I think them involved. So one final question before we get into the economics and a part of this is when can we expect an authentic Marathi restaurant in the
Even I am dying for that. I know a lot of housewives and people who cook amazing Maharashtrian food.
Yeah.
Okay. But that is my dream. And whoever wants to do it, we will support them, because a lot of people is not only Maharashtrians, but non-Maharashtrians who have lived in Maharashtra, in Pune, Mumbai, or other parts. They also know the taste of Maharashtrian food.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there is not a single Maharashtrian restaurant in Frankfurt today. So
I think in Germany itself.
in Germany, there are Indian, Maharashtrian kind of Indian restaurants with Maharashtrian flavored food. And yeah, there are in Berlin and Munich, but not in Frankfurt yet.
Area. Okay. So looking forward to that. Okay, so on that note, let's come to the economics side of this because, as you said, Ajitji, if the Marathi diaspora over 2000s and 90s, it's mostly this graduate community that is there. So there is a lot of economical value for these knowledge that comes over here. So how are these potentials utilized, like between Maharashtra government and also using these potentials for the economic benefit of Germany itself? So how is this interaction managed?
Very interesting, and I would say very important question, because economy is the main driving force, and we all have come here either for education or for our job or career. So this is a very important question. Uh, I would take it in a two ways. Number one, what exactly is going on between Maharashtra and Germany today, and what we as Marathi Katta Germany is doing. Yeah. Okay. So Maharashtra is a industrial superhouse for when it comes to the overall Indian states. I really like that there is a good healthy competition between different Indian states when it comes to the economic part, and that should be there. So currently Maharashtra is driving it, and we have, I would say, we are about to start a new forum. I'm launching this forum in next month. It is called as MEBF, Maharashtra Europe Business Forum.
Okay.
So this will be a platform wherein the entrepreneurs from both the countries will come together. They will discuss. Not only entrepreneurs, the students who would like to do something in their career. Yeah. Then startup enthusiasts, because the new generation over here, they have a lot of ideas, concepts, and if they will be backed by the experienced people, amazing things can be, that we can see in the near future. Understood. So we are working on that. I'm also working with a organization called as Garze Marathi. Okay. So Garze Marathi is a global, I would say, entrepreneurials or professional organization for Maharashtrians. Okay. And the vision of Garze Marathi is at least, contribute towards 1% economy of Maharashtra by 2030. So this is the vision, because Maharashtra, India wants to become a 5 trillion economy. Yeah. Maharashtra itself wants to become 1 trillion economy by 2030. And how with this Maharashtrians living outside of in Maharashtra, how they can help? Okay, so this is, we are working towards that. We are closely working with the ministers, or let's say the government of Maharashtra. Okay. And that's how you might have seen, like, Maharashtra and Baden-Württemberg. Now they have a cooperation between the two states. Oh, okay. Yeah, and because Germany needs the skilled manpower. Understood. Yeah. And how we can support this during to Germany. This is where, like, this kind of MOU has been signed on this last year, and Maharashtrian skilled workers are coming now. Okay. Because Germany needs needs people. At the same time, there are a lot of Mittelstand companies. I also worked with these companies. So they want to, small and medium scale companies, they want to go to India, but they don't know how to go, where to go, who could be our supporters, where we can get good partners. Yeah. So as a community, the Maharashtra Europe Business Forum and Marathi Katta Germany will definitely help them, guide them. So we want to involve them, because we are launching this forum on 7th of June.
Understood. Okay, so just delving deep into that, now we also have graduates who are not just working, but there are also maybe stay-at-home moms who have this knowledge and experiences. Like, so are you also tapping on these potentials also, because those are unused talents that are there, right? So how is that managed?
It's a very, very important question, and because I would say housewives, as well as a lot of times a new terminology has come up, house husbands also. And say, okay, this is also very important. Yeah. And they want to do something. So initially, what we have started is, we in our WhatsApp groups, or whenever somebody is in a need of a job or internship, we try to promote and convey our community members. Please do share if there are any opportunities in your companies. This is number one. If you have opportunities for internships, if we are trying to bring together all the people who want to do something and guide them, because we have a lot of consumer base here. Exactly. Whether it is a food startup or any kind of startup. Yeah, right. 1% of population of Frankfurt today is India. So definitely we will get that. So we try to promote this message to our social media. Yeah. And even meet once in a month.
Once in a month.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so coming to your other activities now, let's getting out of the Marathi Katta scope as of now. So you were also involved with your friends also in starting Friends of India initiative, which had also done a lot of cultural promotion activities, including Indian Fest, which was the first one that you started. So how did that pan out, and how are those activities happening for you with that?
We started Marathi Katta in 2014. Within, I would say, first 2 years, I used to meet a lot of friends from different Indian states here, and different Indian state finance also started coming up. And that time we had this Consul General, Mr. Ravish Kumarji, and we were discussing idea with him, like, can we all come together and try to do something? A lot of ideas have come up. For example, can we have India Marathon or something like this? And it was finally it was boiled on to Indian Fest. Yeah. So in 2016-17, there were, let's say, about 18 to 19 different Indian fairs. Some of them were state fairs, like Kerala Samaj, Bengali Samaj, Marathi, Telugu Velugu. Some of them were cricket fairs, some were Bollywood fairs, some were yoga fairs. So in 2018, all these came together. About 29 friends came together, and at Rossmark we had this Indian Fest where everybody supported as volunteers. And Ponsu, of course, CGI was the main driving force of the organizer.
Yeah.
And that time this terminology was coined, Friends of India. So Friends of India is not a registered friend; it's a CGI initiative. And we have the conveners for Friends of India, because it started with Himanshu Patel. Okay, my friend, he has left for US. So I was convener for Friends of India in 2018-19, and like Tamal Vatsan, Prabhanjan. So it started. So Friends of India is like a kind of umbrella structure who can help new finance.
Yeah.
And in forming the new finance, help them. We should come together.
Understood.
Yeah, because before 2016, uh, probably, if I'm not wrong, it was not happening. But now, if you see today,
It is.
a lot of finance know each other.
Understood. So, I think the timing was also kind of falling into place because Friends of India was also very active during the COVID times, as I saw in a lot of your works, right? So, in a sense, people also identified the potential of Friends of India during those times when you are also actively involved, right? Then this grew also, the community, as you said, is growing. The Indian diaspora was growing in Frankfurt. Um, there was this initiative that you also started where the voice of Indians should also come into the political landscape also in that form, right? So how did that open up your whole activity, also being part of the Starter initiatives and all?
During this Corona time, so with the Friends of India team and all volunteers, they worked a lot for community members, because people lost their jobs. Students lost their part-time jobs, internships. There was a lot of challenges, and Friends of India, along with of course CGI, tried to be in touch with the community. That's what we did for almost 1.5 years.
Yeah.
And in, let's say, 21, there was a election called as Communala Auslander Fetatum, the municipal representation of foreigners in the city of Frankfurt. So we are not knowing this actually what it is, but actually the community pushed us, like, why don't we, like Indians living here, we are 1% of Frankfurt city, and we should have our own social party rather than political. I would say social. And so we formed this socio-political party called as Real Team Indian Friends.
Okay.
And like 7 of us came together, we formed this, and we actually contested the election in 2021, which happened in March 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood. How are you planning to develop this kind of voice of Indian community in this landscape?
So Arun, during that election was just a byproduct. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of is, yeah, we wanted to start this movement, and as a volunteer, I would say. Fortunately, one of our team members, he got elected in this KAV in Purnima. So he's a part of this. But that will not stop here, because as I again and again say, well, today 1% of population is India.
Yeah.
We are everywhere. We are in education, we are research and development, engineering, banking, finances, life sciences, everywhere. Because Indians, I would say, they should represent India in Germany.
Yeah.
This is a high time, because
Understood.
that's what we I thought that time, because unless there should be a representation of India will not be heard. Their voice will not be heard. So we are still together, and we will try to build new teams in this area, and we'll try to do something for sure.
Wow. Okay. I think that's a nice note to end this, because there's a lot of learnings from these points. Because normally when people talk about diaspora, the normal stereotype is culturals and just presentations in that form. But you and your friends, colleagues who came together, you've taken it to the next level to also have that, not just from that point of view, but also economic exchange, political voicing, and all this points. So thank you once again for all that efforts that you have done for the diaspora, and keep doing all of this. And I would have liked to even hear more from you, even including points like mountaineering, but let's do it in some other opportunity. So again, thank you, Ajit, for your time today, and keep doing the great work. Let's see.
Many thanks, Arun, and thank you, CJ, for this opportunity. Thanks a lot. Thank you.